Hello and welcome back to Hardworking Man. Today I'm going to show you why a vertical splitter is the best resplit machine, especially when working alone. I'm also going to show you the best IBC tote mod for stacked firewood. You're not going to want to miss it. Stick around and see what we got. It's full on firewood delivery season, and we've all seen the IBC tote mods. This is one of the most popular, where you cut out part of the front, you leave part of the front, and I'm going to show you why this is clearly inferior and why our new mod is one of the best ways ever for stacked firewood. I also feel like we came up with one of the best mods ever for loose thrown or conveyor fed firewood too. Check that out in other videos. I like to come up with new ideas, and I believe this is one of the best. The way I'm going to show you today is for non-stackable totes, but if you stack your totes, we got a mod for that too. Actually, John from Frickin' Jeep came up with that one. We have it in older videos. So you know this current method has pretty decent access for stacking the firewood in the totes. It works all right. It keeps some of the rigidity of the tote, but the biggest shortfall or downcoming of this method is when it comes to dumping. When you're dumping into a truck or a dump trailer, as we're doing here, you're gonna see why. And this is why a lot of people ruin their totes and they have problems with them. There are ways you can dump them with full totes or with this mod where I showed before in some shorts, where you actually lift the tote up, set it in the bed of the trailer, get underneath both rungs and dump it. And that works okay. But the modification I'm going to show you works so much better. If you use IBC totes and you don't want to destroy them, you're going to want to do this mod. So you can see part of this wood dumps out pretty good. And then you have to start to either sort of shake them, which is hard on the tote, not great for your equipment, and as you can see, doesn't work that well. Let's get this thing resettled. You see, I dumped about half of that tote, and this is 1 bar higher than I normally cut these out, but now I'm going to show you how you need to be cutting your totes and how easy it dumps. Let's go do it. So you can see here that dumping of firewood was an almost complete fail. Now normally I cut these totes down to here, which most people do to hold the wood in, but it's unnecessary. This one was cut 1 bar higher, which led to how unsuccessful it was. But I'm going to show you how to make quick, easy dumps for stacked firewood IBC totes, and it's super easy and it costs probably 10 cents. So if you're like me and you already have a bunch of totes that are modified in this style and the top bar is gone, no worries, you can still do this modification. We're going to save this bar right here, and I'm going to show you why in a second. So we're going to cut the entire front of this tote out. So let's get that done. I'll save this bar and I'll show you why. Then once you have that bar out, you're just going to cut the rest of the face of this tote out. Then you take that front bar that you flatten both ends, 2 self-drilling, self-tapping screws or bolts, and attach it to the top. Now with the wide open front and that support bar across the top, it helps keep some of the rigidity of the tote, and it's going to help us dump so much easier. Now let's go dump this, and then we're going to fill it with some of the maple splits, and I'm going to show you how to do resplits on an Easton made axis or any vertical log splitter. All right, now I'm going to show you how much nicer this style IBC tote dumps than the one we just had a few minutes ago. No violent shaking of the tote needed. maybe a little bit just to clear out the last few pieces. So much nicer, so much easier, and so much easier on your totes. Now I'm going to show you how much nicer it is to fill this style tote up as well, with no restrictions to the front of the tote. All right, here we are back at the maple pile that was processed by the Dyna SC16. Some of these need to be resplit, but some are good to go. So the ones that are good to go are going to go into the modified IBC tote. The ones that need to be resplit are going to go into the bulk material bucket on the Coyote. This is going to show you how easy it is to use a vertical splitter all by yourself doing resplit. So I'm going to get this separated. We'll probably speed things up a little bit or throw some music on here so you don't have to watch me just separating and stacking. And then we're going to go over to the axis and show you how efficient resplits are with one person on a vertical splitter. All right, so like I mentioned, anything that's the proper size or one-hand pickup is going to go straight into the IBC tote. Anything that's a little bit bigger or could use another split or two is going to go into the Firewood bucket. Now, I think this is a pretty good system for a Firewood processor and resplits, but I was thinking the ultimate system would probably be if you had a Firewood processor and then you had the vertical machines like Phil and Karen do at Allen Family Firewood with that feeder hopper that they got. Now, we got the all-wood log table, which is like the feeder hopper, but without the automation. It's 10 times cheaper, but not as nice. So you could just fill your processor, dump it straight into that feeder hopper. The feeder hopper would then feed it straight to Buster or the Easton Made Axis that they now have. And then if it was a piece that didn't need to be resplit, you could just throw it straight into the Easton Made conveyor or their old turd conveyor into the correct pile. And if it needed to be resplit, you just resplit it right there at Buster or the Easton Made, and then it goes onto the conveyor. That, I think, would be one of the best systems ever for running a processor and having your precise splits for bundle wood. Now you can see with this open front how easy this IBC tote is to stack. There's no obstructions on the side or the bottom. The access to this style tote is so much nicer than the more restrictive totes like I started with earlier today. This is the only way to do stacked IBC totes in my opinion. Now if you're just doing bulk firewood, then this doesn't really matter. You can just run a processor straight into your bulk pile. But when you're doing higher value bundles or bags and you need the right size splits or campfire wood or just, I guess, recreational burning wood, where you get more money for your wood, people are a little bit more fussy. Then with a processor, unless you have that Easton Made box wedge, which is awesome, you're going to have resplits to do. And this, I think, is one of the most efficient ways to do resplit. So let's get the bucket filled up, get the IBC tote filled up, then we'll go resplit and fill another IBC tote. Clearly we don't have a full IBC tote or a full bucket of the oversized splits that need to be resplit, but fall's coming and the days are getting shorter and I need to get over there before I run out of light just to show you guys why I think the vertical splitter is the king of resplit. So let's head over to the Easton Made Axis and show you how I run it. So why is the Easton Made Access better for resplits than a horizontal machine? This is why. You got the bulk material bucket. It can hold 1/3 of a cord. You take your resplits, put them in that bucket, pull it right up to the vertical splitter of your choice. We got the Easton Made Access here. There's the Wolfridge, there's Brute Force, there's other ones out there. We like the Easton Made Access. This thing runs great. Andrew runs an exceptional business with amazing customer service. Now, you grab those, you resplit them, and go straight into the IBC tote. It's a one-man operation, premium high-value firewood with limited touches. If you're just doing bulk firewood to sell, yeah, you can just put it in a pile or conveyor feed it into IBC tote straight off a processor. But if you want premium value-added firewood, you take it from the processor, you hit your resplit straight into the IBC tote. Let's get this going. These resplits will take no time at all, and we'll have some premium bundle grade or bag grade firewood in no time. Just like that, boom. Turn, stack, repeat. Some of these need 1 or 2 splits. Turn, stack, repeat. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than this. You're not handling it again like, yeah, there's kinetic splitters that are crazy fast, but they're just putting it into a pile. You're letting go of the wood. Here, you never let go of it. So you're holding it, you turn, you put it in the tote, and you're done with it. Vertical splitters are a great addition to any operation. So easy, so efficient. And when you run a big bucket like this or something, it just reduces touches, and you go from split wood to stacked wood without really an extra step. It's just simple. We showed in our last video that you can easily do this with a box store splitter, but it's not nearly as fast, not nearly as efficient. So it's just this easy, an effortless grab. A couple of pops on the splitter, turn, stack, repeat. Very little wasted movement, saving the back. You barely bend down at all, especially once you get this tote up a little bit. I mean, you can't beat it. Even if you have a horizontal splitter already, you might not want to sell it. You might just want to add a vertical to your arsenal. They're very versatile, especially when working alone. That's where I feel they shine. You can make anything from bundle grade wood to boiler wood in no time. Easy, fast, efficient, and fun, which is the name of it all. If you don't like it, you probably ain't gonna keep doing firewood. I enjoy out here working in the wood yard, trying different things, different products, different methods. Yeah, sometimes they fail, sometimes they work. And the manufacturers, Easton Made, Allwood, Wolfridge, all of them are constantly fighting to stay on top. Wolfridge came out with the 17BS with some cool options. Easton Made came back out with the new Easton Made Access that's faster with more options. Like, it's a lot of fun. Go to the Paul Bunyan Show in Ohio. We'll be there. You can check out all the latest and greatest. Meet a lot of YouTube people. Like I said, we're there. If you see us, come talk to us. We love meeting people. Introduce yourself. Just because you comment and we interact with you, we might not know who you are because we don't see you in your comments. We just see the name. You see our faces, so you'll recognize us. We might not recognize you, but don't be shy. Stop by, say hi. We'll be at the Easton Made booth. We'll be at the Dyna booth. We'll be at the Allwood booth. We'll be at the Wolfridge booth. We'll be all over the place. But you can see how nice an oversized bucket pairs up with a vertical splitter and then some IBC totes. This setup is awesome. Yeah, occasionally you'll drop one and have to bend down, but it's not everyone. And if you don't have a conveyor, then this is the way to go. I'd love to add a conveyor with the horizontal machines. With the vertical machines, in my opinion, a conveyor is not nearly as important because, like I said, a lot of times on the verticals, you're making high value wood that you want stacked, so it's easier to make bundles, fill your firewood racks, make your bags, whatever it is. Bulk firewood, where the horizontal shine, yeah, a conveyor is key there, much more important in my opinion. Take your tote, take a little Rubbermaid tote, put it off the end of your vertical splitter, and you easily sweep all your waste into it to keep your work area a little bit cleaner. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than this. Firewood's never easy, but this is about as easy as it gets. I'm not picking it up, I'm just sliding it. I'm turning and I'm dropping it. Save your back, work longer. You always got the people that are, oh, I can split faster with an axe. Yeah, maybe you can, but I guarantee you, you ain't gonna split as long with an axe. And you're not gonna get as precise a splits with an axe. You can do 1/3 of a cord out of this bucket in no time. And we all know the smaller the splits, the longer it takes. But it still goes quick with this machine, with this setup, with this process. And the little Easton-made duck here with the orange and blue approves 100%. That is something you can't do very well on a vertical. Multiple splits like that give you all the little premium bundle grade wood. Easy, no pulling it back. The Easton-made Ultra is one of my favorite splitters, but it can't do this. That thing is fast and smooth. This thing is fast, smooth, and efficient. So with the horizontal splitters, if you split this many pieces, you'd have a mess of splits on your tray or on the ground or whatever. Here, with the axis or the vertical splitters, you can just pick up the whole lump, turn, drop, stack, done. That easy. That is a huge benefit of the vertical splitters. Turn, drop, stack. That easy. Turn, drop, stack. So much nicer than picking up and stacking like you do off the horizontal machines. I love my all-wood. I love the horizontals for bulk production. But for your high grade, high value wood, working alone, the vertical's tough to beat, I ain't gonna lie. My back thanks me every day. And you only get one back, don't burn it up. The versatility is just unmatched. What you can do with these vertical splitters. I'm gonna need to get some lights hung up here by the garage because Fall's coming, days are getting shorter, daylight savings time or whatever it's called is coming back. And with my work schedule, it's tough to get out here. But one, we need wood. We got wood we need to sell. We got customers calling all the time, wanting deliveries. The wood racks I've been neglecting this year. I haven't been able to keep up. And content, man, we just got to try to keep firing the content out there. Trying new things, learning new things, failing at stuff, succeeding, buying stuff. One of my favorite things to do. You guys know that if you watch the channel. There it is. We didn't get that pile done, but we showed you a couple of very useful tips, I feel. Things I've learned over the years that make firewood so much easier. Even when you drop a few pieces like that, it still beats picking up every single one. So there it is, IBC tote mods, big buckets, resplits on the vertical, a little bit of everything here today on Hardworking Man. We hope to see you guys at the Paul Bunyan Show. We've got a very few of these Easton made shirts that will be given away. We got Dyna shirts and we've got a couple Allwood shirts. Hit us up there while supplies last. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.